Hi YouTube, welcome to day 33 of my birthday countdown vlog. 7 more days until my 40th birthday. So let's see, 7 years old, that would have been 1979. And that year, the biggest thing I still remember was my aunt and uncle getting married. My uncle was my mother's brother, and he met my aunt a year and a half before, well, maybe 2 years altogether before they actually got married. And I remember the story that he met her through her sister. Like, I think he was actually interested in her sister, and he tried to take her out, but somehow ended up going out with her instead, and one thing led to another, and they started dating. And a year and a half, 2 years later, well, a year and a half later, I think they got engaged, and then 2 years, 6 months after that, they got married. And it was in February of '79 that they got married, right around Valentine's Day. It wasn't right on Valentine's Day. I think they wanted to get married on Valentine's Day, but everything was booked, so they got married a few days before that. And happy to say that they're still married after all these years. And I was the flower girl, which was exciting. I got to wear a really pretty long dress and have little flowers in my hair. And the only thing I hated about it was the fact, I mean, I'm 7 years old, and I had to stand there, and it was a Lutheran ceremony. And I think it was like an hour-long ceremony, and I had to stand, right with the bridesmaids and everything for over an hour, for an hour altogether. And I remember getting a little restless near the end, like, is this ever gonna be over? But eventually it was, and the reception was a lot of fun. And I remember just having just a lot of energy and running around. And I kept going up to the bar. The bartender was really sweet, and he kept giving me maraschino cherries. He must have had some endless supply of them, because I don't know how many I ate, but I ate tons of them. And I was just running around everywhere and talking to people. And I remember there was one part, like the place, I remember had a fireplace, and it had like different levels. And so some people were sitting on a higher level, and other people were sitting on a lower level, and there were like these stairs, and there was like a little handrail right in the middle of the stairs. And so I was running around up and down the stairs around this thing. And, wouldn't you know it, I sprained my ankle at one point. That kind of ended my running around after that. It was the first time I think I ever sprained my ankle really, really badly, and since then it was my right ankle. I've sprained that same ankle a good 8 times really badly over the years. In fact, the most recent one was only a couple years ago, and it still hurts a little bit once in a while. I have so much scar tissue in it and things, so I've always had a really bad ankle, and it the first time I ever did that was right then at that reception, so it was like, ugh. And to top it all off, because it was February out, and here I am wearing this light little blue dress, and I didn't have a coat. For some reason I wasn't wearing a coat, and I ended up getting really sick too. So I ended up getting like the flu on top of, so I was in bed, with the flu, with my sprained ankle, for a couple of weeks before I could go back to school after that. So, but other than that, I remember just having an awful lot of fun and feeling very privileged, because the day before, during the rehearsals, I got to hang out with my aunt, or my soon-to-be aunt, and I think she actually had her bridal shower like that. I think she had it like the day before, or maybe it's a couple weeks before, but I remember being at the bridal shower. And then I remember helping her, when she was getting dressed in her gown and everything, and when she was doing her makeup. And between the reception and the ceremony, I actually got to stay at my uncle's apartment. He and my aunt were not living together yet. They weren't going to live together until after they were married. They were very traditional. And so I got to sleep in my uncle's place. He had a air mattress or something that he put on the floor for me. And I remember I was so excited that I couldn't lie still. And so I was tossing and turning and not falling asleep. And at one point, I think I was driving my uncle crazy because I think it was a studio apartment, so it wasn't like there was any separate rooms. So we were in the same room together. And he finally called out, like, "Would you please lie still? I can't sleep." So I was keeping him awake as well, unfortunately. But those were pretty much the only things I really remember of that year, other than just, obviously going to school and stuff. So anyway, until tomorrow, bye.